What's up, everybody? My name's Chance. Today we're going to be diving into an Enchanted Humans deck. That's right, we're taking two really strong decks and we're just mashing them together into one big, beautiful masterpiece. It's actually not even that big, it's only 61 cards, but I know some people have a little bit of a qualm with that. So, the basis of our deck today, we're going to be using good old General, you know, the car insurance, that guy. He's made his way into Magic as a 3-mana 3/3. Other humans you control get +1/+1 whenever General Kudrow, blah blah blah, or another human enters the battlefield under your control. Exile target card from from the opponent's graveyard. You can't exile from your own graveyard, which is a little bit of a bummer given we have rogues running around and sometimes I'm sure you'd like to. Anyways, furthermore, you can pay 2, sacrifice 2 humans, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. This is actually kind of cool given we have the speakers and we have the Luminarchs and Seasons. If you absolutely need to pull the switch on them to take out something that's really big, you can with General Kudrow. And of course, you also have Lurrus to bring those humans right back. Now, the reason that I say we're smashing two really big decks and really strong decks together is not only are we running General Kudrow's humans, being Seasoned Hallowblade, Luminarch Aspirant, Speaker of the Heavens, we're also running Lurrus's Enchantment Army. So, we have Hateful Eidolon, Alslid, and then of course the removal that goes along with that. Deadweight and Mire's Grasp. Not to mention we also have all that glitters to help us deal tons of damage just off of the number of enchantments and enchantment creatures we have down. We also have Heliod to help boost us up off of the life gain from the Lurrus, Hateful, Alslid, all that good stuff, right? Also, it can give our creatures life link, and when it does become its own creature, it's a 5/5 indestructible, so what's not to love about that one? Maul, of course, can send our creatures high in the sky, giving them flying and first strike, which is really nice. And then, of course, we have 2 copies of Demonic Embrace, which is another aura enchantment. Helps out with the All That Glitters, helps out with the Hateful Eidolon and the Seasoned, as you can discard it with the Seasoned. And obviously, if you have it attached to something and it dies, the Hatefuls will draw you cards. So, all that stuff is really nice. You have the Selfless and the Alslid to help you protect stuff. You have 2 copies of Bloodchief Source to help remove stuff that Deadweight and Mire's Grasp won't touch. 2 copies of Skyclave to deal with those decks that have tons and constant. I was going to combine those two and be constant or you know, it doesn't matter. Anyways, 2 copies of Skyclave Shade. It can come out every time you play a land down, which is really good. You can kick it down and have the 2 +1/+1 counters. And of course, if you throw a Maul or a Demonic Embrace on it, it's just a really big flyer. We have 2 copies of Dire Tactics, as we are running, you know, fair amount of humans. This is some really good removal. Not only is it instant speed, it also exiles the target creature. And if you already have a human down, then you're actually losing nothing for using this spell. So maybe kicking it up to 4 copies wouldn't be a bad idea. Anyways, and then to round out the deck, of course, we have 2 copies of Agadeems to help us bring back all this beautiful stuff, and then 2 copies of Mire's Call to help us give indestructible or those, you know, 4/4 angels that we love so near and dear. Now, this is going to be an aggro deck, so we are only running 19 lands as our basics, but we do have 4 other lands in Agadeems and Mire, so essentially 23 lands available for us to play, which is a fair amount, right? Especially for best of 1, where it sort of shows you the hand that has an equal amount of lands and blah 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 blah. Anyways, as far as tiers go, I would probably say this is tier 1, tier 2. The original decks that are combined to create this is definitely tier 1. So I want to say that this is also tier 1, but as it's my own custom build, I'm always hesitant to give my own custom builds like, oh yeah, it's so good. So we'll call it a tier 1 just to help my own little confidence here. Quickness, it's very quick. Power. The power is medium range. I won't say it's something like a Gruul aggro where you can, you know, throw down a Kazandu, have it be a 7/7 and then equip an Embercleave to it, or a mono red where you can have a Torbrand and next Embercleave, right? Because that power is just sort of almost unsurmountable, right? Like it's just hard to block that kind of power. But the evasiveness with this deck does help you sort of increase that power. The protection from the Alslid, the flying, right? All this stuff really does benefit it. Difficulty to play, it's not super difficult. I would say the biggest difficulty to play comes in with the Seasoned Hallowblade and with the Demonic Embrace, deciding when you need to discard stuff and when you need to leave it in your hands, as well as with the Alslid, when to protect stuff, when to sacrifice your Selfless, when is it worth to leave the creature alone, so that way you can have a creature next turn to put the Demonic or the Maul on, and when is it worth sacrificing it to potentially save a card, right? Anyways, let's see, that's difficulty, speed, power, control. It's fairly controlling. I'd probably say it's in the mid-range, you know, around a 5. You got the dead weights, the Mire's Grasp, the Bloodchiefs, you know, all this kind of stuff working in combination. Of course, Lurrus to bring it all right back. Maybe it's more on the 4 side, as it is a little weaker in control. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've been enjoying the new style for these intros where I sort of break down the deck in every aspect of how I think it will perform in strategy, blah 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 blah. Anyways, if you have been enjoying it, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section if you have any questions, comments, concerns as per the usual, and be sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon that pops out afterwards. It's a great way to support the channel. It makes me happy, makes YouTube happy, and we're nearing 10,000, so if you want to be a part of that pre-10,000 club and, you know, be an OG, as it were, then be sure you're signing up now or pressing the button. It's not even a sign up. You're already signed up. It's YouTube. Anyways, thanks everybody. Have a great day, and I will see you in our matches. So we're gonna go first. God, I don't like the fact that we have don't like the fact that we have 2 fabled passages, but other than that, like, really digging the hand. So probably go ahead and play one here, grab some black mana so we can for sure hit that demonic embrace if we want to. Of course, I'm happy I hit the demonic alongside the hateful. Could go hateful turn 1, aim for turn 3 demonic embrace on it though. We'll see. We might get lucky. We might just pull an untapped here, you know. Temple of Silence. It's a tap, but you know, it's a tap that I'd rather play over the fabled. All that glitters. That's some really good stuff. Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping to see some untap, but I can't turn away in all that glitters when I know that I have a Selfless Savior there to... Oh, okay. Whatever. Rogues do what rogues do. Heartless Act onto the Hateful Eidolon there, that's alright. And another Fable, in case the last wasn't enough. So we'll go ahead and get down the Seasoned Hallowblade. Probably grab some white mana here, that way we'll have access to double white and double black. Thieves Guild, milling us something good. Another demonic embrace. We could potentially play that one from our graveyard actually. Save the one in our hand for later. That's a little unfortunate that the Fabled Passage turned that on, but you can't really avoid that. You can't not gain the mana, you know what I mean? It's just a little crazy. Alright. We put this on Doggo or we put it on the Season? Season's already big enough to deal with Thieves Guild, and I don't really want to swing in because they can just sacrifice these. I think I actually put it on the Doggo, but then they just go to destroy Doggo and have to sacrifice, so maybe it does go on the Season. We'll get rid of the Fabled Passage here. I mean, I guess we gotta swing, right? We can't just let them stay as is. So we'll start taking out the Wind Robbers. Discard the other Demonic Embrace. Then they sacrifice. I guess I could have pushed through for the damage and seen if they would have traded. Probably not the best idea though, huh? Alright, so we dealt with the flyers. We do have a 6/2 in the sky that has a lot of indestructible capabilities, right? I played a land and it immediately kicked to attack phase. We definitely take that 3. Back to my turn. They got nothing else out of that. We can play down another demonic, but it'll cost us discarding this card, which costs us a little bit of our survivability on the Seasoned. Or we could just draw a card with Castle. I like the idea of just drawing a card with Castle. It's going to hurt us a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think it's the safer play. And you're against rogues here, so you don't really want to play around too much. Probably going to return the Seasoned Hallowblade back to our hand, not going to lie. That one hurts. That one hurts my feelings for sure. The nice thing is we didn't actually didn't discard that land, so it's okay. It's alright. They swing in with Thieves Guild? They should, because we have Demonic Embrace, so if we really want to, that pup can be in the skies and take out the Ashiok. Right, so get in the damage while you can. We are going to draw a card still. That's just, should be a given, right? Alright, so the Deadweight takes out the Thieves Guild. That's really good. We got 4 mana left after that. We can either use Demonic Embrace, power up the pup, take out the Ashiok. Shock this in. We're down to 6, but we do also get down Hallowblade. Oh, but then we wouldn't be able to play Demonic because we wouldn't have anything to discard. Correctamundo. So Ashiok would create a 2/3. Alright, well, we know for sure this is happening. This isn't even, that's not in question. What is do I want to play this Demonic on the pup, swing in for 4, potentially have lethal next turn with another Demonic, or bolt this down, get down a Season. But again, at that point, Season doesn't have indestructible except for with the pup. Well, Ashiok can't bounce this turn. He would be able to bounce next turn, but it'd be too late. So they'd have to have more answers in hand. This is so risky. So risky, just so we're all clear. They're drawing 4 cards. They know I have the Demonic Embrace. They know Ashiok can't bounce. They have a flyer. And the world makes so much sense. I forget about the Wind Robber. Do I have some removal? Oh, damn it, that pains me. Okay, so what is our best line of action? Is it to... How much does this actually cost for us to draw? Everything but 1. But if we hit that Deadweight, although we've already hit 1 Deadweight, and I know we don't have a ton in the deck. This is painful. I could get down Hateful and play Demonic onto it. That does give us a little bit of life gain on the defensive, for sure. Ashiok, of course, can bounce something thereafter, though. Oh, man. And we'd have to discard the Hallowblade. If I get down Hallowblade, we can save the Hateful for potential discard. Alright, well, I think no matter what, Selfless is swinging in and proccing this little 1/1 to defend and draw him a card, right? Or they may not. I mean, I would definitely block if I was 2 health away, yeah. Sacrifice. Next damage. Oh, man. Alright, well, I don't feel fantastic, but I feel like it's kind of necessary. We still have the Selfless to protect the Hateful, I guess, but if they have 2 forms of removal, we're up Shit's Creek. They have 1 form with Ashiok. That we know for sure, and the Selfless won't protect us there. I doubt they have any buffs to get that 2 points of damage to 3, right? They definitely bounce something here. Probably Hateful, right? Soaring Thought Thief. Bouncing Hateful. So rude. He's so rude, Ashiok. Alright, so what would... Well, there goes a Mire's Grasp. Maul doesn't really help us. I think we actually lose here. I think that's a GG. We just play this down. We got so close though, and this is, you gotta remember, this is the Mire control, so for us to get as close as we did, I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. Mr. Magic M. Like the name, we'll keep the hand. Again with the tap lands though, we're just not seeing those basics, huh? I've seen more temples than I have basics, and we definitely have more basics than temples in the deck, which a little strange, a little sad, given we're trying to play an aggro deck. I could mulligan, but the removal and the aggro potential is too good. We'll see what Mr. Magic has to say about it, though. I like how our cats are just sort of staring each other down here in the beginning. Don't flinch there. I don't know a good cat name. I've never really been. I'm not against cats per se, but I've never really owned a cat either. You know, they're just not. I feel like they're more of a dice roll than a dog. Does that make sense? With the dog, I feel like if you get it when it's a puppy and you're nice to it and you play with it and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of gonna be lovable and all that, whatever. If you get a cat and you love on it and you play with it when it's a real tiny kitten, it might turn up to be an asshole and just start scratching stuff. Mr. Magic, hello. I mean, whatever. I'll take a free ranked win, but still, come on. Y'all know what I mean though about cats. You just never know. I'm sure all the people out there that have good cats are like, oh no, my cat's fine. It's been an angel since it was a kitten. But you've never seen the other ones. I've seen them. Good owners, good life. Horrible cat. Anyways, alright. You know, the world keeps going. So we'll play our temple and see if Mr. Magic wants to come back. Holy crap! This is the first time I've ever seen that one happen. Alrighty, well, game on then, huh? Seasoned Hallowblade, come on down. Hope they wanted the hand they had. Game keeps him a hand with 0 land, only these flip-floppy Kazan. That would be my luck, not theirs. Although I will say, so far they've only had tap lands, so that's a little rough, especially if they're playing Gruul Adventures, which, you know, looks very, very much like they are. But fortunately for them, we're also very tapped out, you know? So, Demonic's gonna have to wait a turn, essentially, is what I'm getting at. But we do get the Selfless down, we do get into 3 points of damage, and essentially we got to go first and have all the benefits of going second as well. So that's, you know, kind of nice. Brush Fire coming down for the opponent. Probably going to go ahead and swing in with it if I had to guess about it. Yes, very nice. Okie dokie. We got a lot of black mana, we got a lot of white mana. Probably gonna use this, which means I will need this. Okay. So Dead Weight on you. Demonic Embrace onto the Season. And let's get it. Alrighty, down to 10. Now remember, we did have a slight, and by slight I mean pretty big advantage in this game. But still happy to be taking out Gruul Adventures, you know. Certainly not a easy deck to take down. And it looks like, minus their tap lands there off the beginning, they've drawn pretty solidly here with the 2 Brush Fires, having the lands to follow and curve out to 4. I think we sacrifice the Selfless. I think we can afford that. I want to keep the removal. Never know when one of these bastards is playing Phoenix, am I right? Or some reach creature or robber. But we have lethal within the Seasoned Hallowblade itself, so we don't really need to keep the Selfless around. Anyways, Fire Prophecy, a card you don't see too often, and they discard... what did they discard? Fable? Brushfire? They didn't discard anything? I'm a little confused, not gonna lie. I don't think they discarded anything. I think they just got rid of my Selfless, which, you know, to each their own. I'm actually not gonna play this land down, as it gives us a free card to discard to keep the Seasoned Hallowblade alive, and just in case we need to discard 2, now we can, you know. They're down to 4, so they would need two bits of removal for the Seasoned here. And that's why you don't really want to use your Fire Prophecy as they did, you know. You definitely want to, I guess, have more removal than what the opponent has. Indestructibility, if that's a word. Anyways, picking up a victory up against Mr. Magic M. Tiam? Tiam. I don't know if that's how that's said. Again, with the temples. We've seen more temples than basics. 3 games. I've seen a temple. I've seen 2 temples every single game? Which is insane, because we only have 4 in the deck, right? So it's like, man, the odds of that are, you know, I wish I was actually a mathematical genius, but I'm not. So I can't tell you the probabilities. I just know they're low. Maybe Magic really loves temples, and it's just like, here you go, here you go, here you go. So part of me wants to really get down both the speakers. The other part wants to go speaker. You know what? I'm going to go speaker. I don't think we need that, actually. We're already going to hit 4, and we kind of curve out at 4. So I'm going to go speaker or tap land. On the next turn, we can hit the Luminarch, or we can hit the General. I like calling him that, the General. He also kind of looks like the General from the commercials. I mean, not everyone may know those commercials, but for those of you who do, mwahaha. Alright, so Selfless is really good there. It allows us to protect the speaker, and we'll follow that up with the Luminarch. And now next turn when we play the General, can't get over that. It'll be even better, right? Because he'll be buffing 2 creatures instead of just 1, and both creatures will be able to attack. So, alright. Brushfire gonna get in. The 1/1 will not, since we have the speaker now, and it's, you know, sort of sitting kind of pretty. They may just go for the Love Struck. Who knows? They are gonna swing in with the 1/1. We gotta let that happen. Here's the thing. Oh no, we didn't actually. I should have countered their mana. See, if they would have had 2 red mana, they could have done Rimrock on the 1/1 to buff it, and then force us to sacrifice the Selfless to protect our speaker, and then follow that up with Bone Crusher. But they didn't have 2 red mana, so I should have seen that and known. I should have known. I should have known. Okay. So that's coming down. It's coming out. All that good stuff. We already have double black. We have double white as well. So I guess it doesn't matter too much what we grab here. I am going to grab white since we have the speaker. And Lurrus doesn't have anything to grab, so I think we are just going General and another speaker on the board. Mwahaha, General. So our speaker gets through the Kazandu, which is really nice, right? Just straight up beats it. Bam. And we're back to 20 life, which is a nice place to be when you're up against Squirrel aggro, right? It's turn 4, and they essentially haven't dealt any damage to you. You got a board of minions, and can block some of their minions. I just feel like things are going okay. Now, we could see a Great Hinge here, or an Embercleave. Bone Crusher. Do we let the Bone Crusher take out the Luminarch? I don't think so, actually. Like, I really like that Luminarch. And I don't think they have 2 mana to remove Big Speaker, right? And even if they do... Oh, they have two Bone Crushers. Well, that's fine, because they essentially just offed one of their own Bone Crushers. So, yeah. We let that 5 damage run through. Oh, man. Let's do it. Pay 3. Lurrus. Oh, no. I thought Luminarch, and I'm guessing you did too, but nope. We're actually going to run it like this, and we want the damage, so we're swinging all in. Ooh, down to 5. We're back to 18. We got the Selfless to sacrifice, give us some indestructibility. Opponents at 4 mana. We're sitting pretty nice, I gotta say. And remember, this is Girl Aggro. This is Girl Adventures. This is creme de la creme of aggro mid-range. It really depends on the variation you play, I think. Look at you. Look at you getting some big mammoths and brush fires. Now, our biggest fear here is the Embercleave, but they just concede, so obviously they didn't have it. Fantastic. Picking up another victory. Ashton. I feel like I've faced you before, Ashton. Ashton Kutcher? Because I've made that joke before, I know. We'll keep, even though, again, with the 2 Temples of Silence. So that's 4 for 4. Every single game, we have seen a Temple of Silence and 0, not a single one, basic land. 4 games in a row, just like to say. Now our hand looks pretty bangerific, but imagine how good this would be with some untaps. And you're saying, Chance, why don't you just take out all the tap lands? Well, why doesn't the game just stop being a bastard and give me some of my basics? You know, 4 out of 4 games, in which case I draw 2 temples in 3 of them, and I only have 4 temples in the deck. The odds are just not there. You know, they're just not. So it's hard for me to justify that. Maul is pretty good. Pretty good. I think I'm gonna go for the Hateful here first. If you get down a Selfless and doesn't have anything to sacrifice to protect, what is it doing? You know, it's just a lonely dog roaming the streets at that point, and nobody likes to see that. This is a difficult decision because they're Azorius. So Azorius typically doesn't have destruction so much as exile, that kind of stuff, right? Which is where our Owslets generally come in handy. But I have removed a few of the Owslets and opted to be a little less good against Azorius and a little better against everything else. So it does pain me a little bit that we're seeing Azorius here. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some. So we have 4 mana here, which is perfect for either a Maul Selfless or a Demonic Selfless. Both do pretty good. Demonic, I think Demonic is actually the better answer here. Selfless. Again, I don't expect them to have destruction removal, but we can slip the creature. We can slip the creature in. English is hard. Then why not? You know, they might have a Shatter the Sky, in which case we'll be happy. We would be happy. We're at 27 life, which means theoretically, if we had a speaker down in this turn, we would be able to gain that angel, right? Definitely rushing down this other Hateful in case they have removal for the previous one. Of course, it does require that the other Hateful die, not get exiled or any of that bouncing stuff. But we can play the Hateful. We can play the Maul, but obviously they have something up their sleeve, right? Don't get me wrong, I want to play the Maul, but I feel like it's a bounce spell for our other Hateful, so we're gonna let it run out like this. They don't have anything. We have lethal on board, which is why I'm a little bit more okay with sort of letting things stay status quo, if that makes sense, right? We have 7 damage on board. Elspeth conquers death. It takes my Demonic Embrace. Okay, I was like, what does this hit of mine? Why are they so adamant about it? So let's just exile that now, and we'll get a 2/2 back. We can also play the Maul next turn, and they're all tapped out, right? Oh no, we can't play the Maul next. Yeah, we can, because Elspeth won't be in stage 2. Okay, so I think we still have lethal here. They don't know it, but we know it. All that glitters, that's, you know, that's a way to go out too. That's certainly a way to go. So picking up our 3rd victory, and we're 3-1 with Enchanted Humans, which is, you know, not too bad. 75% win rate with